Hello friends, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be on time intelligence functions. I did a series a couple of weeks ago on time intelligence, and this is the sixth video in that series. This one is going to be really interesting. So many times I have seen this question has been asked. Let's say today it is a March 4th and we have some sales happening, and now we have a current month sales up to 4th of March, and then we want to compare this with our previous month sales as well. Now previous months are fully completed, and there is a sales up to 28th February, there is sales up to 31st January 2022, but we are on the 4th of March as of today when I'm doing this video. The question usually is asked is like, I want to compare a sales of the previous month up to the same date, the date we are in today. So basically, if today is March 4th, I want to compare the sales between February 1st to February 4th, and then similarly January 1st to January 4th, 2022. And if I'm going further back, like December 1st to December 4th, 2022. And if tomorrow is March 5th, and then I want to see the sales up to the 5th of every month, and so forth, so on. So in this video, I'm going to show how we can easily achieve this. I'm going to show on month to date calculations, but also this can be applied on quarter to date and year to date. We will do like month to date comparison with the previous month to date comparison up to the date we select, or month to date comparison with the previous year month to date up to the same day of the business. So let's look at Power BI file, do the basic measures, and then we will change those measures to meet our needs. So let's get to Power BI. So here I have a model which you guys have seen in the past as well. I just created two measures already. I'm going to bring those measures up, and pretty straightforward. Sales MTD. So here I'm showing the sales by date. First of all, like I'm showing the sales by month and then by date. So if we look at sales MTD, it's a pretty simple measure. Sales is a sum of sales, and dates MTD gives us a up to the date we are looking at. There is a video on date MTD, QTD, and YTD. Do check out that video to understand how dates MTD on these functions work. So if we look at this dates sales MTD function, so here is the result of this function. So on 1st January 2022, I have a sale of 1,334. So that's my month to date. And next, the 2nd of January is 1,200. So 1,300 plus 12 is 2,500, and so forth, so on. So I have a sale up to 28th of January. And since this is a month to date, I'm getting like a sales on 20, 29, 30, 31st. So that's a sum of the running total basically within the month to date. And similarly, I did another measure, which is a sales month to date. It's called regular. I think this is the one. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking my sales month to date measure, which is this one, and then moving it back by 1 month. So this is again, there is a video on the DATEADD as well. Do check out that video to understand how DATEADD works. So if we look at that, what is happening here is on January 1st, I have this month to date is 1,300, and the previous same date on that would be December 1st, 2021, $59,000 sales. So let's see if we scroll up. So that is our sales on December 1st and 59,000. That's what we are getting. So if we go up to, let's say on 28th, today my data is up to 28th. So let's say our 28th January, the sales is up to 46,837. And this one, 1.9 million, is again, will be 28th December 2021. So if we go back to 28th December 2021, that is 1915945. And that's what we are getting. So this is working as expected, but there is a challenge with this. If we visualize this data, so let's take it at the date level, it all looks correct. But let's say if I want to visualize this comparison, so I go on a month on my let's say I'm going to put month and date on my x-axis and visualize this as a line chart or bar chart, for example. So bring it here, and then we use sales MTD. So that's our month to date. Or I can bring the sales as well, the simple measure, because that will show me the same value as MTD, because we are seeing the full month, not to the date level. So this is the number I'm getting. So this is my monthly sale. And now if I bring my previous date regular measure next to it. So sorry, I should use a bar chart to compare it. So this is what we are seeing. Now the challenge here is, the one of the biggest challenges, now this we are seeing for the full month. Right now, if I'm comparing January 2022 with December 2021, so this is giving me 1.92 1.9 million. So that would be, if I go back to December, so that is like 1.9. So I'm getting for the full month, not up to my current month is, let's say sales is up to 28th January, and I want to compare it with 28th of December, and maybe I want to compare up to today, and this is the last transaction date, or maybe I pick like a 20th of January. So I want to compare my 20th of January of this month sales with a 20th of January December of the previous month sales. So basically we want to compare the same number of days with the previous month. So how we tweak this measure to make it work. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just assuming a sample date. We can tweak it. Let's say we are going to look into up to January 10th, for example. Let's say today is January 10th, and how this would work. I want to compare January 10th sales with the December 10th sales, and then November 10th of 2021, and so forth, so on. So let's start writing a measure, and then we will look into that how it would work. So let's call it a sales, maybe month to date, as of date, right? So let's assume today we want to compare as of today, or whatever the date we select, we can tweak it. So first of all, let's store a date, the date we want to look at. I can have it today here if I wanted to, if I really want to compare up to today, which will be March 4th. But since I don't have a data in March, I'm just going to assume today is, let's say today is a January 10th. So that's why I'm storing my date. And then what I need to do here is I need to create another variable to see where I am in the month, in the context of the month I'm looking at. So if I'm in December 2022, so I'm going to get what the maximum date is within that month. So that would be max of calendar date, but I want to take a date from that month, the month I'm looking at. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate what is the date for that month I want to compare up to. So that would be my compare date. So what I want to do is take year from my max date. So that will give me the year stored in this particular date, because this is a date. And then I want the month of the max date. But what I want is the date of the day of my date I want to compare up to. So now what would this do if, let's say, if I'm looking in December 2021, so this will give me year 2021, this will give me month, which is December 12th, and this will give me because this is a 10th of January, so this will become basically 10th of December of 2021. So if I'm in November 2021, it will become a 10th of November of 2021, and that's what it is. We are going to get it out of this. So let's now one thing we need to do here is, so let's see what this return, just to make sure that we are getting the date what we're looking for. So I'm going to change this bar chart quickly to a table visual, so it's easy to understand that. So I'm going to put this new measure, whatever I call that, it was called sales month to date as of date. So what we see here is, if we are using the date as of like 10th of January, so we have a 10th of January 2022. In December we have 10th of December 2022, and November we have 10th of November 2022. So the 2021. So this is 2021. So this is working as expected. But there's a small challenge with this. Like, let's say if January has a 31 days. So if I change it to 31, so the dates, what we expect to see is, now if the month does not have that 31 days, we want it to be go to the last date of the month. So with the current logic, what I have is January 31st of January 2022, perfect. December 31st December 2021, great. But look at the November, because November has only 30 days. So it automatically went up to the December 1st. So this is not correct, because this would not work, because our month to date will be then messed up. So what I need to do here is, we will make a small change here. We will say, okay, minimum. And what we need is minimum between this date we calculate and the max date, so that it does not go above that boundary or the range, outside the range of that month. So if we now, with that small tweak, what we will have here is, so we have 31st of January, 31st of December, and then now we have 30th of November, so 30th of September, so depending on 28th of February. So this is working as expected. So when we are in the end of the month, so we are getting the up to that date. So let's go back to make it to 10th, because that's what we want to compare. Now there is another tweak which we need to make here is, so again, this is again the business, how business want to solve this. So let's say we are in a 2nd of 28th of February 2022. I just want to run through this scenario again. So I'm going to select because I haven't selected February. So now here is the challenge, or again, this is a need-based solution. So February has 28 days, so we are on the end of the month. Now, do we want to compare up to 28th of the previous month, or we want to compare up to the end of month or the full month? So basically the logic is, if my date selected is the full month or at the last date of the month, it means I want to see the previous month also, the full months, not up to the date of 28th. So again, this is depending on what you want to do. There's going to be small tweak in here. So what we can do, if that is the case, like if today is the last date of the month, I want to compare the full month, the previous months. I don't want to compare then up to that date. So what we can do here is, then we need to further tweak this. So what we can do here is, so what we need to do is, we need to compare this max date in this particular variable is equal to end of month of this date. If they are equal, it means we hit the end of the month. So what we will do in that case, so the way we can do it, let's first compare, let's call it is end of month. So we can check if our max date is equal to end of month, and so let's return this is end of month. So let's see, February is true, of course, because this is 28th of February, so that's end of month, we now know. So if I make it 27th, so everything will go false in that case. So this comparison is not going to the maximum date, because this maximum date is in the context of the month we are looking at. So that's why it's coming up in a false. So this max date would be, is end of month, we want to check against calculate max of calendar date, all selected calendar. So whatever we have selected, we want to check if so we have selected up to February 2022. That's our last month. So we want to check if this particular date is equal to the last date of the all selected month, then it is end of the month. So let's I think that should fix it. So again, this is depending on what your business needs are. So here you go. So if it's a February 28, 2022, so all these are now end of the month. So if I change it to 27th of February, now everything will go back to 27th of that respective month. Here you go. So now this date is calculated. So this date is really critical. So once this is calculated based on whatever you want, you can tweak your logic. So I'm going back to, because I have the data in January, but I want to compare 10th of January with all the months with 10th of January. So now let's change it and see. We will get 10th of January for everything. So let's remove February for now because we don't need it. So now I have the dates, the date I needed. So now what we need to do is to calculate the sales. Let's go back to my measure. So sales as of date. What we're going to do here is calculate our sales measure, which is sum of sales. Now we can have our dates month to date, because that gives us the date month to date, and up to what date we want. So previously we have a calendar date. That's what the date month to date was. But now that is no, because calendar's month to date is going to take us to the last date of the month. But we want it to be only up to this date, compare date. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say calculate table. So we're going to filter our get values from our calendar table, and then I'm going to filter it on key filters. So what that would be, calendar date is less than equal to compare dates, because only this up to this date we need. So this will give us a this will give us the sales up to that specific date for each month. So now let's look at the data here. I'm going to make it 0, the decimal places. So let's look at the values here in this particular table now. So what I expected is this sale is up to the 10th of every month. So this is our sales month to date, which is just a regular going full month to date. This is the previous month to date sales. Now this one is sales month to date as of date. So let's double check this. We can compare with this because we have a breakdown here by date. This is our sales month to date. So let's look at, so if we look at 10th of January, we have $15,000 sales. So that should be $15,000 here. And now if I go back to December 2021, what I have is 681 up to 10th. And again, if I go back to November, so this is 612,803. So now this is working as expected. So we are getting the sales for all the months up to the date as of date, what we want to look into. Now if I visualize this in our bar chart here, just for the purpose of seeing, so remove all these. So here you go. So now we have a sales up to 10th of every month. So we are comparing the same number of days in the sales. Again, if I change it to 10th, to this can be today, and then let's say if I make it to today, so every day when it changed, tomorrow is a March 5th. So what we will be seeing is the sales of March, all the month we'll see the sales up to March 5th. So this solution is working as expected. and I hope you learned few things out of it. How we were able to filter our calendar table up to the date we calculated, and then we performed dates MTD on top of that calculated date table. Let me know what you think about this video. This question has been asked many times, and it's a very common request. I will be doing another video on the similar topic. In this video, we did compare current month, let's say up to 10th of January, with the 10th of previous month, all the previous months. And maybe there's a question we want to compare this month sales, or 10th up to 10th of January sales, with the same period last year. We want to compare it with the 10th of January of 2021, and so forth, so on. Stay tuned. Do subscribe my channel. Until next video, have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. This is Friday, and Friday, March 4th, and video will come on March 5th. And I will be posting another video on most likely March 6th about the same period last year. So have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.